Hey guys, it's your bro Heman coming at you from the wilderness. This message is to Yah's chosen ones, particularly the elect, aka the 144,000, but it's to all Yah's sons and daughters, both Israelites and Gentile. I have a message from Yah to you today. It's concerning safe zones in this country, so let's get into it. This picture here is from the USGS. It's a general interest publication, and it is a list of active and potentially active volcanoes in the U.S. The icons that are filled in are active volcanoes, and icons not filled in are potentially active. This is something that's extremely important to you to take into account when considering where you're going to set up your camp or your homestead, or where you will flee when the time comes. It is now, and there will be more catastrophes and upheavals, earthquake, extreme weather, volcanic eruptions, and those things. Even all volcanoes in the world erupting is a possibility. But on this list, we have major volcanoes such as Mount Rainier in Washington. There's Yellowstone in Wyoming, and this is the big one. It's also having a lot of activity around it now. They project that Yellowstone, if it erupts, its eruption will have a huge and far-reaching impact on this country. It's Mount Shasta in California. And we see a high concentration of volcanoes in the states of Washington and Oregon. All right, mainly all the volcanoes in this country are on the west coast. All right, we look at Montana, Colorado, and Utah. These states are all clear and they look ideal as safe zones, but then again, Yellowstone is right smack in the middle of them. California is on the San Andreas fault line. They're just waiting on a big earthquake, and California is going to slide off into the sea. All this has to do with tectonic activity, which was predicted by the Lord Yahushua to be a precursor of the end, or the end of the world in these end times which we live in. Okay, here's another pic which is showing nuclear power plants in the U.S. As you can see, the East Coast is riddled with them. If these nuclear power plants were to melt down for whatever reason, be it cyber attack, natural disaster, or whatever, the East Coast is in big trouble, y'all. On the East Coast, there's West Virginia, Kentucky, and Indiana are all clear. Another interesting feature of this map is that it's separated into regions, and if the new Madrid fault line was to have a big one, then the U.S. could be split just like this into parts like we see here. So imagine a new inland sea filling in the spaces, and imagine being stuck on one of these land masses, either region 1 or region 2 or 3. Remember, the West Coast also is packed with volcanoes, so the heartland is emerging as the safest place to be, or will be the safest place to flee to when those trumpets start blowing. This last pic here shows us the topography of the country. If you look close, you can see the mountainous terrain. In the west is mostly mountains, and again, that's where most of the volcanoes are. We got the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Over there in the east, there's the Appalachian Mountains running from Pennsylvania down to Tennessee. Speaking of which, it would be best to be at a high elevation above sea level in any event of these catastrophes, at least 1,000 feet above sea level. Or if you have nowhere else to go when shit hits the fan, then flee to the mountains. And this was also prophesied by Yahushua. Or if you look to Missouri and Arkansas, you can see the Ozark mountain range, or also known as the Ozark foothills, running from Missouri to Arkansas. That's actually where I live, in southeast Missouri, about 1,200 feet above sea level in the Ozark foothills. So the heartland is the safest place, y'all, away from the big cities, in the middle of this country at a decent elevation above sea level. Like I said, at least 1,000 feet. Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, South Dakota, and North Dakota are all potentially safe places. Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah, they are clear of volcanic activity and also nuclear power plants, but I would not say that they are safe places because, again, Yellowstone is right there in the middle of these states. But the best places to be in this country are Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, or Utah. Okay, I pray that you guys use this knowledge to plan and choose wisely. And if you live in another country, then it's the same principles apply. Find those safe zones. May Yahuwah bless you and put a special blessing on your life for listening to this message in Yahushua's name. If it helped you, share, like, comment, subscribe. May Yah be with you, and may his spirit and his influence be on you at all times in Yahushua's name. I love y'all. Stay safe. This is Heman, the voice of one caller from the wilderness.